What's going on, everyone? So, reports came out that the Philadelphia 76ers are expected to go into next season with their core. But they are going to keep their main core intact. Doesn't look like they're going to try. There was kind of rumors and questions like, are they going to trade Paul George? Are they going to, fire the coach? Are they going to, look to eventually trade Embiid? What's going to happen with Maxey, right? It appears as of right now, obviously things can change, especially as we progress and move into the offseason, but as of right now, it looks like the Philadelphia 76ers kind of want to run this back. And I think that I understand the logic. If you're Philadelphia, you want to see, how does this look? Your argument is like, we dealt with injuries from Embiid all season, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, right? Like, what does this look like healthy? So I do understand this allure. You look on paper, you're like, man, this 76ers team on paper might be one of the best teams in the league, right? Paul George is like your third guy, is going to be ridiculous. At any night, he could be your best player, right? Like, you can talk yourself into it if you're the Philadelphia 76ers. However, from an outside perspective, I look at it and go, it's probably never going to go the way you want it to. Joel Embiid has not been able to prove that he can stay healthy. Paul George can't stay healthy. And then now Tyrese Maxey has to do everything for that team just to try to keep him afloat. So then he ends up getting hurt because he has to go 1,000 miles an hour rather than having the two other stars that can help out. And it's just, you're putting so much pressure on everyone else that the team's just going to keep falling apart. Your two main stars, your two main blockbuster guys can't stay on the basketball court. They can't stay healthy. We saw this for years. Where did we see this at? The Los Angeles Clippers, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Every single year it was, this is it. This is the Clippers year. All the little pundits and everybody are like, oh, Clippers, watch out for the Clippers. Can't forget about the Clippers, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, right? And every single year it was the same story. The two stars couldn't stay healthy. Paul George would get hurt, or Kawhi Leonard would get hurt, or both would get hurt. And it just led, the one time they were healthy, they made the conference finals, right? But outside of that, it was just upset because their stars can't stay healthy. I look at Philadelphia as the new Clippers, right? They cannot stay healthy. Their stars continuously get hurt. And even if, let's say Paul George does stay healthy, because he was healthy the previous year. Let's say he does. Let's say he has another year like last year, not like this year. You still need Joel Embiid. So Joel Embiid has to stay healthy. If he's not healthy, then it means nothing. But say, Joel Embiid stays healthy. Well, then Paul George, you have to worry about him getting hurt. And if he can't stay healthy, it's just, are you ever going to be able to have all your roster, your main guys, are they going to be able to stay healthy throughout the regular season, throughout the postseason? I just don't see it. I think, honestly, from an outside perspective, I'm not a Sixers fan, I think they should look to tear it down while they can. Right? Like, Joel Embiid could probably still get you a real return. There's always a team out there that's going to look at it and go, man, we could get Joel Embiid. Like, Philly, they just don't know what they're doing type thing, right? Like, there's always a team that thinks we can do better. We can keep them healthy. We can do this, that, and the other. And there's always going to be a team that's going to look at it and go, man, imagine what Joel Embiid would do for our ticket sales and our merch sales and all that stuff. Like, just from a business perspective, might bring in Joel Embiid, right? So I think you look to do that. And then Paul George, I do think there are teams that would probably take a flyer on him because he's still good enough. And I do think that there's teams that you're going to have panic teams, right? Like, you're always going to, Phoenix just, took on Bradley Beal and ruined any chance they ever have a win in a championship, right? Like, things happen. There's always that team out there that's like, man, Paul George might be able to change things here. And in reality, he's not going to change anything. It's just a disaster. I think you just keep Tyrese Maxey and you build around him. I think you just take him, your draft picks, right? Your rookie from last year, he got hurt. Right? And I just think you just kind of start from the bottom, start from scratch, right? Like, what's best case scenario? Best case scenario, you end up losing in the second round again to Boston or Cleveland or something like that. It's just like, again, it's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Hate to break it to you, you're insane at this point. Right? Like, they're not what you need them to be. And teams are only going to get better. Teams are only going to get tougher, right? Like, yes, you could argue they're in the Eastern Conference, so there's really only like 2 teams that they have to worry about fully healthy. They should be able to beat everybody else. So, maybe they finish as the 3 seed and, you get the dominoes to kind of fall your way a couple times, and all of a sudden you're in the conference finals or the NBA finals. But even then, I don't know if would they be even able to hold up. Like, the last thing they need is to go on a deep playoff run. Deep playoff run might end up, they might be out for multiple seasons, right? Like, so I don't see a path where the Philadelphia 76ers are going to fix this. I don't think because the fix is something that can't be fixed. It's up, like, Joel Embiid can't control him getting hurt every other game. The guy can't play more than like 3 games consecutively because he ends up getting hurt again, and then he's got to miss another month or another week or whatever. And then they end up starting to sink and fall to the bottom, and then he ends up having to be rushed back, and he rushes back because he doesn't want, he wants to be a playoff team, and then he gets hurt again, even worse than before, and then you get Paul George rushing back. I mean, your only hope is that you pack them in early enough to where they'll have all this time to rest, get right, get healthy, get into a full off-season training camp, kind of get their bodies right. Again, I get if you're the Sixers, you almost have to run it back this year. You almost have to see how this goes. But I don't, again, this is just my opinion, I don't think that this is going to work. I don't think they're going to be able to fix it out or figure it out, right? I don't think Joel Embiid and Paul George are going to be able to stay healthy. I think that you're just going to keep having the same issue over and over again. All it takes is one of those guys to fall apart again, and then the whole season falls apart, or at least any chance of you winning a championship falls apart, and that's the problem. And that's not counting, Joel Embiid disappearing act in the playoffs and all that stuff. I just think there's too many hangups with this team that you're not going to be able to overcome. But Philly almost doesn't have a choice, because it's just like, man, we got to at least see what this looks like. But if you're not like the 2 seed in the East come trade deadline, if Joel Embiid and Paul George are even kind of healthy, I'd look to trade them. I would look to move them. I'd go, hey, let's trade them. Because Joel Embiid, he doesn't want to be hated, right? He doesn't want all the fans to turn on him and all that stuff, so he's probably never going to ask out. But as a Philly fan, you should just be like, you know what, trade him, right? Like, can you pick a direction here? Because they've been in purgatory forever, literally Joel Embiid's entire career. It's crazy to me. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. Either way, love to hear it down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. If you enjoy these types of videos, truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.